Selvi is an incredible woman. She is childlike and innocent and has so much world and life experience all at the same time. She's charming and she lights up a room, yet she takes no bullshit. She's very serious, and when she sets her mind to something, you know, she reaches that goal.
Do you like me?
I like you very much.
Why?
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 Because you have a very good personality.
My personality?
We met in 2004. I was in India as a tourist, and I quickly realized that I felt disconnected from the community there. I was just sort of skimming the surface. So I began doing some volunteer work at an organization called Odinati, and they run a shelter. They take care of women and girls who have faced various different gender violences. And Selvi was one of 80 women and girls living there. And I went there to do a puppet workshop, but it turned into, the director gave me a camera and asked me to do some shooting. And I hadn't made a film in 10 years at that point. So when I went, I had no idea I was making a film, but I kept on shooting, and the film is what came of that.
ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ನಮ್ಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ. ಒಂದು ಹೊತ್ತಿನ ಊಟಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ.
Selvi arrived at Odinati when she was 18. She was forced to marry at 14, and her husband was abusing her, and she was living in what she called hell. She was being really tortured badly by him, and she ran away, went back to her family, and her brother basically said, "You need to go back to your husband or kill yourself." And she left the house with the intention of killing herself. She went out to the bus stand and was going to throw herself under the bus that was arriving, and when it got close she put her hand up and stopped it instead, and she got on the bus, and she ended up in Mysore, and she had no idea where the bus was going or what she was doing, but eventually she made it to Odinati, and she went through a bit of a process to get there. First she ended up at a church and then someone's home, and eventually someone took her to the shelter. She started out really by just being there, taking care of some of the younger girls, some of the kids. And within a couple of months, the directors of the NGO realized that she had a real strength of character. So they asked her to become a driver. She was like, "I don't even know how to ride a bicycle. How can I drive?" She had no interest in it. But once she got behind the wheel, that's when her interest grew.
ಹುಡುಗಿರ ಥರ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ನಾನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಈಗ ನೋಡೋದಷ್ಟೇ ನಾಚಿಕೆ, ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ಸೀಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಾಗ ನಾನು ಹಿಂಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
Selvi ran the taxi company for a few years, and then she started working in a medical outreach clinic that works with women in remote villages that don't have access to doctors, and they specifically focus on pregnancy and HIV. And she started there as a driver and eventually started to follow the social workers into the conference centers and into the various different venues because she was really interested in what they were doing. And eventually they allowed her to. Like, they kept telling her she wasn't allowed to come in, that she had to stay with the car. But Selvi doesn't accept no. She doesn't take no for an answer. So eventually they allowed her and they trained her. And she became really interested in working with these women and sharing her knowledge.
ಒಂದು ಹುಡುಗಿ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೀವು ಏನು ಸಿದ್ಧತೆಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀರಾ? ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ನೀವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀರಾ, ಅವ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡೇ ಆಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಏನೇನು ಸಲಹೆಗಳು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ?
And now we've begun developing an audience engagement and impact campaign in India, and the goal is to screen the film to 1 million women and girls. I'd like to say in the first year, but that's very unrealistic in India. But she's really interested in sharing her story to other women who are facing the same issues as she has. And we're going to set up some programs. We're going to partner with various different organizations and really focus on non-traditional livelihoods for women. Another thing that we are doing there is we're actually launching this whole campaign with a bus tour. And Selvi will be driving the bus from village to village over the course of 10 days. And on the bus we'll be inviting other survivors of gender violence along with prominent women leaders. There'll be politicians and education people and media. We'll have our own media on the bus as well. And basically we're creating sort of a buzz of what's happening next, of the film that's going to hit the ground. For many years, she said to me, why are you doing this film? Like she constantly questioned me. Why are you shooting me all the time? I've done nothing in my life. I'm nobody, you know, I'm just a driver. And I showed her the rough cut about 1.5 years ago, and after she watched it, she actually said to me, oh, now I understand what you see in me. This is pretty amazing.
Go to new chapter, open that new chapter, you try other new. Future is coming, no? Some road is not good, but some road is very good. Life also same like that. Are you understand?
Rise